Hi, this is Jamie Magritte. Today I'd like to show you how to make this clean and simple card. And let's get started. I'll show you what we need. We need a card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have a piece of the Botanical Butterflies Designer Series paper, and this is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. And then I have a piece of black, which is 1 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches. Those two will layer together. I have 3 pieces of black, which is 1 1/2 inches square, and 3 pieces of Whisper White, which is 1 1/4 inches square. I have 2 pieces of real red ribbon. One is 7 inches, one is 2.5 inches. I've mitered the corners. I have a file because I want to show you when the edges of your paper get rough, how to smooth those out. Tombow Mono multi-glue, a real red ink pad, and a basic gray ink pad. And then for the stamp set, I have the, just forgot it, the Painted Seasons. And then the sentiment is from Best Birds, It's a Good Day. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up my sleeves because they're a little bit long today. I'm going to go ahead and glue this strip onto here. Ooh, glue is really coming out today. Usually I have a hard time getting it to come out. And it's going to be centered side to side on this black strip. Okay. Now I'm also going to pull in a little bit of, we're going to need some dimensionals and a little bit of tape. I'm going to go ahead and use the tear and tape because it's handy on my desk. You could use Scotch tape. You can use anything you want. I'm going to take this 7-inch piece of the real red ribbon, and on this strip, I want it to be about on this third. If you divide it in thirds, I want it like on that third line there. Tape it to the back. Roll it around. Another little piece and tape it to the back. That's the easiest way to adhere the ribbon. That way I'm saving myself that much ribbon. Probably more than that because you have to have enough to tie it as well. Okay, there's that. This little piece is just going to get tied in a knot on there. So we'll do it and get it out of the way. This is the tricky part. If you leave it on the spool, get a little bit more to work with, and cut it off when you're done. And I'm just going to tie a single knot. Loop it. Pull it. And you can slide it around as you need to, and we'll trim it off. Just a little snip off. Okay. There we go. So that piece is ready to go, and we can mount that onto the front of our card. I'm going to go ahead and tear off the back of these tear and tapes. You don't need to. Like I said, you could use Scotch tape. You could use washi tape. You could just use the tape runner. I just find this is easier because it actually holds it in place. This is a new glue and it's coming out good. Alright. Well, this again, it's going to be like, we're going to leave about 1/4 inch on this edge here. And then it's going to be equal with the top and the bottom of the card. Oops, I put the bow at the top. Actually put it backwards. Let's turn that around. I want the ribbon to be towards the fold. Alrighty, that looks straight, I think. Alright, let's adhere it down. Alright, let's put that piece aside for now. Now let me show you, on the edge of this one's not so bad, but you see how it's all jiggity and jaggedy from my cutter? I really need a new blade, but I just replaced it a few weeks ago, and I really didn't want to have to replace it again. So I just have a nail file, this one's, and I just file a little bit on the edge. This one's leaving little, and that'll take off all of those little fuzzy edges that you don't like. You do want to be careful that you're not filing with the edge of into the paper, because it will file a little crease into your paper, a little cut line. They do have those ones that are like a buffer thing that are on foam. That would probably work just a little bit better, but I don't have one of those, so this is what I had. Okay. Get the fuzz out of the way. Okay, now we're going to line these up. We're going to stamp. Need a couple blocks. We're going to be using the floral and the succulent and the fern from the Painted Seasons. They're not large stamps, so we might be able to get away with this one. Let's see. Yep, that'll work. Usually have them mounted beforehand, but I forgot to. Okay, so we're going to stamp those with the basic gray ink. Clean up this mess a little bit here. Alright, let's open the basic gray ink up. Alright. I'm going to stamp it. Make sure my stamp is good and inked. I'm just going to stamp over the square. I want a little bit of the edge to be showing of the flower so that you can tell what it is. Perfect. Alright, if you don't like it, turn it over and do it again. I'm going to do the same thing with the succulent. Perfect. Okay, then with the fern, we're going to do the same thing. The fern, I think I'm going to stamp off though first, and then stamp it. Alright, and I got an edge there because I pressed too hard, so I'm going to turn this over and do it again. Let me actually clean my stamp. I might have to trim that. It happens to me on this stamp a bit. Alright. Much better. Okay. We're done with the gray ink. Now we're going to bring in the real red. And I need another stamp block for the sentiment. It's a good day from the Best Birds, and this is a photopolymer one. There we go. And we're going to stamp this with the real red right on the center of this one with the fern on it. So just make sure you're good and inked up. And I'm going to test this because, oh, it's going to work. Okay. Firm pressure, but not too firm, or you'll squash the photopolymer so that it's not a crisp edge. Perfect. Alright, and we're going to now mount these onto our black squares. Just using the Tombow. It's going to be centered. It's got about 1/8 of an inch border around the edge. Alright, I'm going to bring in the dimensionals, and we're going to put a couple dimensionals on the back of each one of these. Take the backings off. Okay, we're going to bring our card base back in, and we're going to figure out how we want these on here. I think I want that one about there, but let's find the center one. We want it to overlap that stripe just a little bit. Now you could bring in a T-ruler to make this edge straight, if you wanted to. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. When you have it where you want them, I'll bring this down just a hair. Where you have it where you want them, just secure them in place, and that's our card for today. There's the one I did previously. Well, thank you for joining me at my craft table. I hope you have a great rest of your day.